1 month into our endeavor, we are lucky that thus far, Jesus has not driven this bus into the river. But it has been quite a challenge so far. Now, as far as the preseason went, things went absolutely swimmingly. All wins, a couple of draws in there against Ardley on the road, Salisbury at home to end the preseason. But for the most part, we put on a pretty good show, and our team has really begun to gel. However, we are just waiting for the shoe to drop. Our primary concern is I am just waiting for the team to come to me and say that they are super concerned about our depth at goal, because we still have no depth at goal. Aside from Jake Weaver, the cupboard is bare, and even if we pull up our youth teams, we don't have a ton of options. Yeah, we still have Alex Saunders, we still have Stuart Daly, and we have Dan Cooper, although Dan Cooper is out with an injury. He is going to be completely unavailable for at least the next 2 months. So we're going to have to get over that little hurdle. Now, Jesus has been quite busy. Kind of. He put in an offer for a 19-year-old center back named Jimmy Stewart, but they couldn't come to an agreement on an appearance fee, so he decided not to join us. Bright Amaoteng, a 20-year-old striker, rejected our offer and decided to sign with Connors Key instead. Kalen Murray-Jones couldn't agree on an appearance fee or an unused substitute fee, so he decided to move on. The 16-year-old winger not going to be joining our U18s. Another center back, 20-year-old Luke Hallett. Again, the appearance fee was a stumbling block. Same situation with 19-year-old midfielder Goran Babic. He decided to go with Hemel Hempstead instead. Dennis Hickman couldn't agree on an appearance fee. It's becoming a common theme. The 16-year-old striker looking elsewhere. Same story with 26-year-old center back James Richmond. And we tried to bring in a 19-year-old midfielder in the form of Donnie O'Brien Brady. He ended up joining Peterborough Sports on loan instead. Now, the good thing about the league is we don't have a transfer window per se in the Vanarama National League North, so there is still plenty of time for Jesus to bring in some reinforcements. But we've got a season to begin, so we're going to worry about that another time. Now, the media does have us predicted to come in 21st, which would still put us in the relegation zone. 101 odds for our newly promoted side to actually win the league. Same odds as our opponent today in Farsley. Now, for all intents and purposes, our 4-4-2 has been rather successful so far. Let's just hope that our preseason success can translate into the 46-match regular season. Plus, we've got a couple of cup competitions as well. So our tiny little squad is going to most certainly be tested as we make our way through the year. Please, God, Jesus, bring in reinforcements. Jake Weaver is going to get started in goal. Callum Sullivan, the loanee, will be our left back. Jordan Masidi getting the start on the right-hand side. In between them will be Jordan Brown and Mitch Clark. In the midfield, on the left, we have Callum Coyle. Sam McClintock is going to get started on the right wing. In the middle, Alex Moore and Sam Mantom are going to man the midfield. Up front, Ronan Meyer, one of the top players in the squad. He's actually the 4th favorite for League Player of the Year. The loanee is going to get the start as our attacking forward, and Tyrell Hamilton is going to be his strike partner. We had originally anticipated that Andre Landell was going to get that role. He had a very good preseason, but Tyrell Hamilton had a spectacular beginning to the year. So hopefully we'll be able to move on, pick up a win early on, and let Jesus de la Guardia do his thing and bolster the squad as much as humanly possible. I really don't have a ton of confidence that that is going to happen anytime soon. I think our reputation as a newly promoted team, his reputation as a brand new director of football. Honestly, I don't know if he's been a director of football before, but for us, he is brand new. We're taking on a Farsley team playing a back five with 2 defensive midfielders. So they are going to really be looking to be solid at the back. Now, they're most likely, based on their formation, going to be playing a counterattacking style. And guess what? We do the exact same thing. So hopefully we're going to be able to break through. Let me slow things down a little bit, sped things up a little bit during the preseason just to, get through things a little faster so we can get to this point, which is kicking off the brand new campaign. It's the 23-24 season, and Rushall Olympic looking to make headway in our very first match week of the year. But early on in this match, 15 minutes in, not a single thing happening. Possession going our way just a little bit. We're completing a ton of passes, but the first highlight is going the way of Farsley. Carroll looking to send it in back post. It's over the head of Masidi. Yumbi is going to track that down, play it to Evans outside of the box. He'll lay it back to Masambo. Forward to Atkinson. He'll take a shot from range. That turnaround, Weaver did get his hands on it, so it will lead to a Farsley corner. We do already have a score at the RDA Stadium. Chester taking a 1-0 lead early on. Gloucester leading Blythe 1-0. And now Farsley leading Rushall 1-0 off of the corner. A set-piece conversion for the visitors. Coulson set it in. The outswinger charging across is Alan. Weaver looked like he got a piece of it, but just not enough. And we find ourselves in a position that we have not been in since the very first match of the very first preseason game, and that is down by a score of 1-0. But Masidi off of the free kick, looking to move it forward. McClintock can't really make any headway. Back for Clark, over the top. Masambo will head it forward to Evans, and Farsley looking to go the other way. George Smith along the outside, playing it back for Alan. Picked off, though, by Hamilton. He can't control it on the dribble. Yumbi gets it, but Hamilton winning it back because we are just tenacious that way. Coulson stepping in front of it. It's knocked free. Yumbi's got it, playing it into the middle. He's got Stevenson, and Darren Stevenson putting home his first goal. Farsley taking a 2-0 lead if it counted. The referee deemed him to be offside, but Farsley already looking to make headway again, throwing it forward. Brown, McClintock will head it away. Hamilton in control. Myers got it. Moving it to his left, Moore, as we push forward. The counterattack finally on. Moore left wing for Coyle, circling it back. Moore once again, 3 men around him. It gets a free Meyer. Hamilton with a drive from range. Laban will get his hand on it. No, he won't. It's actually going to be a goal kick, but finally a first shot on goal of the match for Rushall Olympic. But we're not getting a whole heck of a lot done in this first half. Just the one opportunity as time begins to tick down into the final minutes of this first frame. Meyer from out wide, free kick looking back post. Clark just could not keep that down. It's going to go out of play. Second shot on goal. We still have yet to hit the target, but hopefully we're going to continue our opportunities. Back post, Coyle on Meyer off of the hands of Laban, his first goal of the year, and Rushall Olympic able to equalize a minute and a half into stoppage time in this first half. And it all started with a throw-in from Masidi. McClintock playing it back post. Coyle putting it on goal. The band could not handle it. Meyer was Johnny on the spot to head it home and tie things up. Thank goodness for small favors. And we head to the locker room of our very first match in the Vanarama National League North, and we find ourselves with a tie score. It is 1-1, and I honestly not surprised that Ronan Meyer was the one to score that first goal as we look to make some headway early on in this first half, but that's easily handled by Farsley. They have enjoyed the majority of the possession, but look at the XG battle. That goal by Ronan Meyer was almost a gimme. Wide open, 0.85 XG. But where it counts on the scoreboard, we are tied at 1. Laban to drop it down and looking to send it long. Hamilton steps in front of that. Great first touch by Meyer toward the edge of the box. Just a little bit high and too strong from him. All that effort lacked was a quality finish. As Softly looks to get it started again. Carroll playing it back. Masambo controlling it back from Evans, throwing it forward. Clark steps in. Meyer will head it towards McClintock, but Smith will step in front of that one, and Farsley with control once again in the midfield. We've got about 30 minutes left in this match. We're tied at 1. And hopefully we can stop them on this attack. Carroll out wide, moves past his man, throws it in the middle. Colson can't get his head on it. Sullivan does, but he pops it over the bar. Just less than 25 minutes to go before we get to the highlight. Tyrell Hamilton is going to be replaced by Andre Landell. Hamilton having a pretty decent game with 6.9 rating. Unfortunately, he's just a little bit gassed. Doesn't quite have the stamina we would have liked. Softly, terrible clearance. Meyer settling it down before dropping it back to the far sideline. Sullivan with some room plays it edge of the box. Meyer turns, shoots, and LeBon will handle that pretty easily. So at the end of the day, not the greatest effort, but I do like the fact that we are finally finding our way to putting balls in on goal. And now with a late corner, Meyer's going to take this one. He is just everywhere so far this afternoon. It's 1-1, looking back post for Clark, but Sumbo can't clear it. Landell's got it. His shot's blocked. Clark gets it back. He'll lay it to Mantom, who will look to recycle, but unfortunately, we are just not able to do anything with that set-piece opportunity. 8 shots on goal to 5, but we only have managed the 2 on target so far. We are playing fairly cautiously. Mantom feeling a little bit nervous, so we're going to bring in Tom Edge as our ball-winning midfielder. We don't really know a ton about the 25-year-old, but he's got a decent amount of stamina. Agility is okay. I like the fact that he stands at 6 foot. Meanwhile, Jordan Brown's going to come out, and we'll bring Christian Green into the match. Our back two, like that center back pairing, is not really having the game that we wish they could have had, and it's starting to look like we are not going to secure 3 points in our initial outing, but that in a way is kind of okay. This is the highest level of football I believe Rushall Olympic has ever played. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong, proving that I did not do my research. As Atkinson throws it forward, it'll be chased down by Sullivan, and we've already played 3.5 of the 3 minutes added on, so I'm going to guess that the final whistle is coming any moment now, and we are going to pick up a point in our very first match in the new save. We outshot Farsley. They got on the board first. Rowan Meyer, though, putting a header into the empty net off of the rebound, off of the goalkeeper, to give us a 1-1 draw, which puts us firmly in 14th place at the end of match week 1. But before we call it a day for this episode, let's take a little bit of a tour around the team and our facilities, shall we? First off, 100 season tickets have thus far been sold for this season. Not a lot. Our stadium can hold 2,500. Financially, we have a little bit of money in the bank. Just over 17,500. We are obviously going to be losing money this season. We have no money in the transfer budget. Not a huge shock at this level, although we do get 100% of our transfer revenue if we do happen to make a deal. 2,750 euros per week. I should change that to pounds since we are playing in England. I will make sure I do that before the next episode. We're only spending 2,253 of that. So we've got some room in the wage budget. We can bring players in. We've got a scouting budget of just over 16,000. We are not doing any active scouting ourselves. We haven't even hired our own scouts. As far as the club is concerned, we have very little in the way of reputation. Not a shock. Poor training facilities, poor youth facilities, and average youth recruitment, which at 1.5 silver stars means that average is very, 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 very well below average. So a lot of stuff to do. Curzon Ashton on the road is next. Then we are on the road a week later, just a couple of days later, against Hereford before taking on Scunthorpe and Banbury at home. And then 21 days from right now, Gloucester City on the road. We will be back after we play a little bit of Football Manager. Hopefully, we get some business taken care of. We do have an offer in to MK Dons for a 18-year-old midfielder named Joel Anchor. Why another midfielder? I have absolutely no idea, but his passing ability is absolutely off the charts for this level. So he could be a very good addition. Are we going to be able to land him? I don't know. He's not super consistent, but he can pass. And, I'll take whatever I can get. Jesus, do some business, please. If you enjoyed this video, if you think that Jesus is going to get anything done, let me know. Put down in the comments how many failed deals you think we are going to have to sit through before we actually successfully sign a player here at Rushall Olympic. Put that in the comments. Make sure you like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you hadn't. Make sure you turn on your notifications so you know when the next episode is coming out. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Jesus, get her done. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.